Hello again, continuing with SolidEdge Fundamentals course. This next activity we're going to copy this little top boss and get it onto these angled faces. And we're going to use a couple of new capabilities in the software. We're going to use what's called a face relation or a face relate. And if you look up here in this area, you'll see there's a number of relationships. They're very similar to 2D relationships over here, here, connect, the horizontal, vertical, but they're for faces. So what we're going to do is grab this protrusion and we're going to make a copy of it just out in space, and because it didn't land on any solid geometry, it's just kind of a fragment. And observe there's no floor because I didn't pick the face of the floor. Somehow we want to get this parallel to this. I could certainly rotate it if I knew the angle, but there's a great way to do it using face relate. So I really just want it to be parallel for now. So that would be a great face relate to use. So I'll do parallel. Whether this is a permanent face relate or not is determined by this button. If you just want to do the thing but not make it permanent, you can pop that button out, and you probably don't need any design intent, but they do come into play. They will also work in conjunction with creating these face relates. So I'm going to click this top face, and then I'm going to continue to select more faces. And I'd like you to notice the difference in green. There's a lighter green for the first face that I picked and a darker green for the second face, and that's because we're using this single align. So we're going to align mainly the single face that I clicked to the target face as we move through. Now, multiple align would fail because it would try to take every face and smash it parallel, and that will certainly fail. So this case, it only is really concerning itself with a light green face using the single align, which should be default, and then it will make that parallel and then bring along all the other darker green geometry relative to it. So I'll accept, and then I choose the target. And this is a really nice feature. The light blue usually means it's previewing to see if you like what the results will be, and I do like that. It looks correct, so then I just accept. So now you can simply select your geometry, and it's pretty easy now to put my steering wheel anywhere on this bottom face and move this down onto, I'm going to turn my key points back on and key off any element. So I'll probably put my steering wheel here, maybe move it up and down. I could use K, M to get hooked onto the midpoint like that. You could also create a horizontal vertical face relate using the center of the circle to the midpoint of this edge in a very similar way that you would use a horizontal vertical here in two-dimensional space. So that's an easy way to, and then I can just attach this. So that's an easy way to make a copy of some geometry. And then if you really, now that the angle is good, we can do a Control-C on the keyboard, and let's come and put one on this side. And I'm just going to click in space and do Control-V. Now, notice how I didn't take the time to prepare for the copy, and I'm really not set up the way I want to be. So let's come back around to the other side and see what I did wrong. I'm going to click the protrusion, and what you want is you want the wheel to be It's like the steering wheel of your car. You want that sitting on the base, right on the plane where it's going to be sitting. That's going to be the plane you're going to paste to. So now if I do Control C again, and come around to this other side and do Control V, and I'm going to just move my mouse over this face, and it's telling me in the prompt bar down here to tap F3. So hover F3, and then at this point you pretty much just drop it and it will stay selected, and then you can position it really any way you want. The easiest way for me would probably be to grab a midpoint and put this back, click the origin, put it here, move it up and down to this midpoint, and then I can just attach it. So real easy to make copies of geometry once you get skilled with the steering wheel. And the face relates. We're going to cover these a little bit more in the next couple activities. And that's it for that one.